Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I thank the organizers for hosting the 2021 Global Education Meeting, and I congratulate the global education community on inaugurating the 2021 SDG 4 High-Level Steering Committee. Distinguished delegates, the impacts of COVID-19 on education systems and in-person learning have been colossal. The disruption of societies and economies caused by the pandemic is aggravating the pre-existing global education crisis and is impacting education in unprecedented ways. As per a World Bank study, at the peak of school closures in April 2020, 94% of students, or 1.6 billion children, were out of school worldwide. Even before COVID-19 hit, the world was experiencing a learning crisis. 258 million children of primary and secondary school age were out of school, and over half of all 10-year-old children in low and middle-income countries could not read and understand a simple text. While developed nations have been quick to adapt to new realities such as virtual classrooms and hybrid learning, developing countries and countries in special situations encompassing the LDCs, LLDCs, and SIDS have struggled to keep pace. Millions of students have still not returned to the classroom, and new research identifies young adults as the most vulnerable group for anxiety and depression during the pandemic. Increasing studies are emerging on the psychological impacts of learning in isolation, and poorer countries are faced with the grim choice of investing in either health or education at the expense of the other. The pandemic posed an even higher risk to girls' education and well-being, as more girls dropped out of school and were more vulnerable to domestic violence or faced child marriage and adolescent fertility. Vulnerable groups such as children with disabilities, ethnic minorities, refugees, and displaced populations had relatively less or perhaps no access to remote learning materials. The unique nature of the pandemic placed parents as the first-line responders for children's survival, care, and learning. This added to the burden on families hit by the economic downturn, especially the most vulnerable, who are primarily employed in the informal sector. Furthermore, the negative impact of the unprecedented global economic contraction on family incomes increased the risk of school dropouts and in many instances resulted in contraction of government budget spending on education. Excellencies, we must do better. We must ensure that no country, no community is left behind. Quality education is an integral part of the 2030 agenda, and ensuring that we reach our targets requires stronger commitment and multilateral cooperation. While COVID-19 poses huge challenges, the crisis offers an opportunity to transform and reimagine education. I therefore welcome the adoption of the Paris Declaration as a clarion call for bold action, one which places education at the front and center of our priorities as we build back better from the pandemic. Rest assured that during my presidency of hope, I will support multilateral efforts to comprehensively invest in education globally, to speed up recovery, empower our youth, and provide hope and opportunity to future generations. I thank you.